I'm Dr. Lisa Miller. I am so happy that you're here in person, and anybody who wasn't able to be here that would be online. I am talking about detoxification and all the benefits for all of us. Cleansing your body with the Detox program is a great start to just eating different and better and feeling better, helping to rid your body of toxins. A week on a really good diet to see if you may have any food allergies or sensitivities and to see how much better you can feel. Over the past couple years, I have done the Detox once or twice a year to really help improve my health. This last Monday, I had somebody, actually about a 35-year-old man, David, who came in and said, yeah, I did the Detox week and I felt so much better after it, and I lost 8 pounds, because it's also a really good start if you wanted to, lose some weight and help get, because all of us as we get a little bit older can get that bigger center. But he had lost 8 pounds and was saying that he felt so much better. And then I said, well, how have you done since that time? And he didn't gain the weight back, but he went back to eating normally. And he said, my energy went back down again and I didn't feel very good. And I would ask all of you, what would you do if you were his doctor? That was an easy thing. Tell him to go back on the diet. And he was like, oh yeah, I guess I should. So. Detoxification, our gastrointestinal system, it's responsible for taking in all of our nutrients, protecting ourselves. 70% of our immune system is in our GI system, and so it's one of the most important defenses, and it includes our digestion, elimination, our stools, keeping the good bacteria balance, so we absorb the good things and we keep the bad things out of our body. Then the question is, what are toxins? Because a lot of times you don't think about the fact that we're exposed to a lot of toxins, but toxin is any substance that can have harmful effects on the body. When toxin levels are in excess of our body's ability to eliminate it, they can be stored in our fat. And that's why we're here to talk about doing the detox, so we can get the stored toxins that are in our fat out of our body. Where do they come from? They come from a lot of environmental toxins. There's also lifestyle toxins. A lot of these are self-explanatory, that you can get from factories, auto exhaust, things we inhale, pesticides, but also very commonly we are exposed to so many plastics. One in particular that we talk about in Indiana is the herbicide Atrazine. Atrazine has been shown to have many harmful effects on cell function and even lead to insulin resistance, which is prediabetes and obesity. And this is a graph that shows, unfortunately, right here in Indiana, and the big corn states, that there's a huge use of Atrazine and a lot of exposure. Like I mentioned, there's external toxins, there's lifestyle toxins that sometimes we don't always think about, but even prescription medicines, over-the-counter medicines are toxins, and they have good effects on our body and bad effects on our body. Anything that we take in like that, we have to metabolize through our liver, and it puts extra stress on our liver and all of our nutrients that we need. That's why many times I and everybody here at Excel tries to do things more naturally, and if we use certain, especially hormones, we try to use creams or troches that don't have to go through your liver to be metabolized. Things like nicotine, alcohol, caffeine are all toxins. In fact, just today I had a patient of mine say that she had had bladder trouble for many years. My nurse practitioner, Alta, she had told her to stop caffeine and all of her bladder troubles went away. Food additives. For me, with having 2 children with celiac disease, over the past year I've had to read all labels, which I strongly encourage you all to do. And it's just amazing how many things that you don't understand what they are in all of our packaged foods. Where do toxins come from? Another place, like I mentioned, is environmental or lifestyle, but internal toxins. We have over 3 pounds of bacteria in our GI system, and keeping that healthy is huge to maintaining our body health. If we don't keep it healthy, we can get bacterial, yeast, and fungal overgrowth, and taking a good probiotic, one that has anywhere from 10 to 20 billion live bacteria, can help restore the bacterial population, and that will actually decrease your body inflammation and oftentimes give you more energy. But the bacteria in our GI system help with many hormones. They make much of our serotonin, which is responsible for good feelings. So it's a whole different ecosystem in our bodies that most of us aren't aware of, that it's very important to keep it healthy. And also medicines, pesticides, things that we're exposed to affect the bacterial population. then undigested food can have harmful effects. That's why we all should chew our food 15 to 20 times each bite. Sadly, I would say I'm one that doesn't do that as often, but it's a good reminder that we really need to take time and to chew our food well. Stress can very much cause toxins. I am so happy that I get to see you and take care of all you. It's an honor. On Monday, I was seeing a type 1 diabetic patient of mine, and I keep learning all the time, which I hope all of you love to keep learning. I certainly do. And she has a continuous glucose monitor, and she was relating to me that her blood sugar can be under perfect control, and then when she gets upset, her blood sugar will spike to 400. So that tells you what just a little bit of stress can do. I mean, it is amazing. And then there's a couple slides here that talk about the fact that we all have chemicals in storage, some of us more, some of us less, but they have done many studies to show that every human being here on Earth is going to have toxins in their fat cells. Toxins, dioxins, PCBs, styrene are toxins that can come even from gases that come out of our computers, out of our plastics, out of our carpeting and materials. So, you know, we can't get away from them. So that's why we're here to talk about how to, as much as we can, to help our bodies defend ourselves against them and get rid of them. Also, they've done studies to see how many toxins are in the air, and they've done a study that found over 500 different chemicals in the air. They checked cord blood and found toxins that can cause birth defects and cancers even in newborns. We take in 30 to 50 tons of food in our lifetime. That's a lot of exposures to herbicides and that kind of thing. GI illnesses, upsets like heartburn, gas, or constipation can make us not absorb our nutrients well. Now, roles of the liver, it's an organ right in our right upper quadrant, and it filters our blood. It stores glucose for energy. It breaks down hormones, and it breaks down any kind of medicines that we take, and is the main organ to detoxify our whole body system and either have the toxins come out in our stool or come out in our urine. And also it produces bile, and bile is a digestive enzyme that helps digest fats. There are 2 detox pathways. I won't spend a real long time on it, but the liver has 2 ways that it has to detoxify. There's a phase 1 and a phase 2. In the phase 1, it takes the toxin and it joins it to make intermediary metabolite that is often more toxic than the original toxin, because it needs to do that to be able to get rid of it. And then in phase 2, it attaches it to something else, so it can either go out into our urine or it can go into our stool. And with those phase 1 and phase 2 reactions, it needs many things like water and nutrients, B vitamins. The nutrients needed in phase 2 are B vitamins, C vitamins, and different other amino acids. To be able to detoxify our body, need the nutrients to be able to do that. One thing that I often get asked is, why do we need a good multivitamin? And in our detox, the alpha base is an excellent multivitamin that many of my patients take. Occasionally we have to switch it to something different because of certain needs, but that's generally the one that I use, and it has really good B vitamins and very well absorbed vitamins. And the reason is because our food doesn't have enough nutrients, and we're exposed to so many more toxins. Even if we ate a great diet, they have done studies that an orange now versus 50 years ago has about a third to a half less nutrients because the areas are overfarmed. And this is a slide that talks about the fact that many things that we take in, medicines and over-the-counter supplements or antacids, that while they help certain things, they deplete our body of certain other things. That's one thing as I've learned more about holistic and functional medicine, that you have to really pay attention to what you decide to take and know that there are certain things that can happen from it. But common things that many people would take would be an antacid, or talks about anti-ulcer agents, but those deplete our B vitamins, magnesium, vitamin D, because the antacids, the things like Prilosec, Nexium, and those kind of things make us actually not be able to absorb our nutrients as well. So some of you are still on those, and I talk about taking the vitamins or trying to decrease the amount that you take. Some ways to get people off of antacids and the proton pump inhibitors is to chew your food better, to take a good probiotic and to take digestive enzymes. And so all those help your digestion so you can avoid the nutrient depletion. But antibiotics affect the bacterial population also to decrease other nutrients in our body. Anti-diabetic drugs, cholesterol lowering medicines, they deplete a lot, including a very important one, a coenzyme Q10. And the CoQ10 is an enzyme that's in all of our cells, the mitochondria, that help in energy production. And that's why many people who are on statin drugs can have aches and muscle aches, because they're depleted of CoQ10, or it could raise their muscle enzyme levels and actually break down their muscles.